Yeah, I'm Bill Pfeiffer of Traverse City Hang Gliders. Been up here about 25 years, and I teach hang gliding and paragliding. Have been involved in the sport for about 30 years. And before then I was into skydiving and for about 20 years, and had a love affair with the air ever since I was a kid, because I used to dream about flying all the time. And so now I'm finally doing it. I'm living my dream, and have been for the last 30, 40 years.
Okay, so tell us about your item that you're going to potentially pawn or sell.
Okay, well, this other one here, the Satin, which is one of my personal gliders, and well, I'm going to tell you that it only has 3 flights on it, and anybody who knows anything about hang gliding will say, yeah, sure. It's about a 7 or 8 year old glider, but only 3 flights on it. And the reason it only has 3 or 4 flights is because when I got it because I wanted to fly my Mosquito with it. And I thought it was a real good glider to fly the Mosquito with. In the back of my mind, I always wanted a TRX, a composite glider that was lighter for my Mosquito, my powered unit. And right after I bought this glider, a TRX came up for sale for a real good price, and I swapped some equipment for it, so I got the TRX, which I still have. So after I got the TRX, approximately a month later, Will's Wing, one of the manufacturers that I deal with, came out with this glider that sounded really interesting to me for a number of reasons. It was a glider that had real good performance, supposedly easy to handle. And once I started looking at that, I had 2 people who I very much admire told me something about the hang glider, and I said, I've got to get this glider. So I did. So I turned around and I bought a U2. And as soon as I made my first flight on that glider, I said, there is no need for me to get another glider unless they come up with one that's the same and weighs 10 pounds lighter. That is it for me. That'll be the last glider I get. If I ever got another one, it would be the same thing, it would be a U2. So now I've got these gliders sitting here that I don't need. That's why the Satin is a new Satin. And being an instructor, if I had my druthers, this is the one I would be more comfortable in selling.
So you were going to sell the gliders. You're not interested in pawning?
Well, nah. I'd rather sell the gliders, as long as there would need to be certain conditions that went along with that. As a certified instructor, we don't like to sell equipment on the open market, because it would be fairly dangerous for somebody who was inexperienced or didn't know anything about flying to grab a whole one of these and take it off to a hill, and I don't care how small the hill was. So as instructors, we don't do that kind of thing. So in order to sell this, there would have to be certain stipulations attached if I were to sell it to the pawn shop, because I want to make sure that the people who get it are either pilots or that they are connected with an instructor and know that they have to take lessons to do this, and quite a few lessons before I would feel comfortable and I could sleep nights and know that they were okay.
Okay. And I know the producers would love to have a demonstration of this item for the show. And one idea was that maybe you could take a leap off the roof of the pawn shop and demonstrate one of your gliders.
Yeah, that ain't gonna happen. That's crazy. I mean, number one, I don't know what the roof looks like, but you're not gonna take
it's about 15 feet. I mean, yeah. Surely enough air to get you going.
I'll tell you, I'll do it, but I won't be connected to the hang glider, and I want to make sure I get paid beforehand, and then I wouldn't have to worry about the thing going to somebody, them selling it to another person, no matter whether it was a pilot or not, because it would not be flyable, be in a trash heap at the bottom of the shop.
So would we have to pay you first for the glider before you demonstrated it, or would you be willing to?
And I wouldn't connect myself to it. I just throw it off, and we'll see if it flies. I know what it'll do. It'll just crash to the bottom of the shop. So
Okay.
No.
Okay.
I'm not gonna.
How much would you want for the hang glider that you would feel most comfortable selling? How much would you want for that?
$3,000 for this item.
Okay, $3,000. And lastly, what would you do with the money, the $3,000, if you sold it?
Well, I would probably put most of it in a kitty for one of my next wings. Not a hang glider wing, but probably a paraglider wing. So I would